Live from Garry O'Neill Studios in Baltimore.
We're listening to the See.Plan.Do show. Garry O'Neill.
All right, here you go.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional mindset coach, business coach, relationship coach. Hey, whatever area you need in your life, I'm the coach for you. All right? Mr. Garry O'Neill Jr. And as always, when you see me out in the streets enjoying a summer treat, all right, egg custard snowball, either marshmallow on the top and the middle or at the bottom, or ice cream at the bottom, whichever one, please, jumbo size me, please. But please, don't forget the junior. Shout out to Pops. And I just wanted to wish my father, his birthday was the 29th. So an amazing happy birthday to my dad. I was able to spend time with my dad. I see my dad all the time. I will say that one of the things, in reference to my dad, we always hug or give a dap or something like that. But, I just wanted to make sure I'm going to give him a longer hug. And, it just felt right, So please make sure you hug your parents if you've not gotten the chance to do so. All right. But without further ado, shout out to Pops. And we have another Power Pack podcast here on the See.Plan.Do show, season 5, episode 17, Paycheck to Paycheck, man. And if you are you are one of the almost 80% of people that are living paycheck to paycheck. I want to be able to assist all of us, because we're not there. None of us are that far away. As far as living paycheck to paycheck, how can we get out of it? How can we deal with it? I also talk about NBA finals are here, baby. So now we're going to jump right into and talk about, hey, what are my predictions? What can you take from this episode if that's what you wanted to look for? What can you go? And if you're in a place where sports betting is legal, that you could say, you know what? Garry said it on the show. Bam, putting it down. Okay? Either that, or if somebody's going to go back to the show and say, hey, Garry, remember when you said this? And I'm going to have to go ahead and own up to it. But we're going to talk about NBA finals and my predictions. But without further ado, can we get to our shout outs? Of course we can. This is your show. Is it my show? It is your show. Let's get to our shout outs. My day one A1 listeners. All right. My constant supporters. I thank you. Thank you so much. If this is your first time listening, your first time watching, thank you. People that are in the United States, outside of the United States, all across the world. If you have taken a moment out of your day and taking a moment and say, you know what, let me check out this show. Let me get some information. Let me laugh. Let me learn something. Let me be inspired. Thank you. You could have been literally doing anything else in the world, being anywhere else in the world, listening or watching anything else. But you're here with me, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to look to do my best to make sure not only that I give you what you want, but keep it going. All right. Sometimes people don't, they get you in, but they don't do enough to keep you. I'm going to keep you. All right. I'm going to keep you. Okay. All right. Can we get right to our See.Plan.Do moment of the week, sponsored by Heart Savers Maryland? So right after a brief commercial announcement, we'll get right to it.
Are you looking to get certified in CPR, first aid, or other life-saving skills? Heart Savers Maryland is your premier CPR training facility. Individual and classroom sessions available. Schedule your training at heartsaversmd.com. Each second counts. Get trained today.
All right, your See.Plan.Do moment of the week is actually a call to action, and it's called Accessorize. If you, like myself, have seen over this has been a while, but if you've seen maybe the last week, you might have seen something trendy pop up. Two things that I saw on my social media, avenues and streets, and just taking a social media not sabbatical, but just checking out social media as you're scrolling, is two things that I kept seeing be very trendy. One, there was a picture of a gentleman that he fathered like 30 children. Like 30 children. There was a picture of him. Very, very nice picture. Very nice picture. But he fathered 30 children. And then, subsequently after he that came out, people said stuff. And so he actually went back and was upset and was, going off. So that picture you might have seen. As well as there was a picture of two clearly co-parenting. They were co-parenting and they had a child. So the father wore a shirt that says, "I hate her," pointing at the baby mother. She has a shirt that says, "I hate him," pointing at him. And then in the middle, here's this child that has a shirt that says, "But they do it for me." Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with that, y'all. Here is a call to action for you guys. I don't know them personally. I don't know anybody that I saw trending personally. But what I'm going to say is here's the call to action. Your children are not accessories to your ego. What I'm asking you to do is take care of your kids. And those two instances where you see it on social media, I don't know of a situation where you can't stand a person, but you say, you know what? Let's do this photo shoot where clearly we want people to think it's about the child, but it's really about them. Because why would they make it work? Co-parenting is real. I have 2 children, and I would say that our co-parenting is great. Is there some times that, hey, maybe we go back and forth? Sure. That's with any relationship. But for the most part, co-parenting is great because we communicate and we work together. And if there's an issue, we try to handle it civilly and go about it. So the first thing I would say is work on effective co-parenting. And that means moving aside your feelings about them. And maybe it was a failed relationship. Man, all that stuff is dead. At this point, if you were in a relationship with this person that you have children with or a child with, and it didn't work out, there's no point of being bitter or upset or trying to make it seem like it's about them or trying to accessorize your children or child or children into, hey, if I can't be with you, I'm not seeing the kids. When you do that, when you're not taking care of your kids, you are creating a dynamic that these children have to deal with. And when I talk about they have to deal with it. They have to take on when you're not there, when you're not there, when you're not present, you are bestowing upon them pain, suffering, and different stigmas and attitudes and beliefs and thoughts that they have to deal with eventually as teenagers and adults. That the psychological turmoil that happens because you are not present in their life is staggering. And you may not deal with it. But guess what? You know who's going to deal with it? Society's going to deal with it. Because you weren't there, other institutions, entities, things will enter that space. So I hate when I see people try to accessorize their children. And what I mean by that, you're only using your kids to promote some type of bullshit agenda on social media. You don't get your kids, but on Father's Day or Mother's Day or Christmas or any other type of holiday, you want to definitely get them. And I'm pretty sure some of us know people like that. That you don't take care of your kids unless it's a photo opportunity. You're not around unless it's a photo opportunity. And when you take the picture and then you go back to normal, They have to deal with that. And as a person who works with juveniles for almost 20 years, that turmoil doesn't go away. They have to do therapy. They have to undergo a lot of unlearning and undoing caused by you not being there. Caused by you not only not being there, or some people like to, like I said, accessorize their children. That they're only merely things for you to be able to grandstand and put out there to create a narrative that is false. And all I simply ask you to do is just take care of your kids. They're not a purse. They're not a bag. They're not a pair of tennis shoes. They are not a car. They are living beings that learn and grow and adapt and change and understand, and all these things, all these lessons that they learn because you are there or because you are not there. And I just hate to see when people try to accessorize their children to fill their ego. Just take care of your kids. The gentleman, I don't know this guy at all. I don't even know those co-parents who did that. I think it's stupid. I don't know them. But when I see something like that, when you see a shirt, and I post it on my page, when you see a shirt that says, I hate him, I mean, the child looked like she could read. So she has to see a shirt that says you hate her. She has to see a shirt that says you hate her father. And then somehow they do it for me. Yo, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. The gentleman who had multiple kids, he did when he fired back because, I guess he responded. And he talked about, oh, some of you guys don't have 4 kids and not taking care of them. And he pulled out some money. I don't know that man, but I would say money is not enough. See, some people think that money is enough. And it's not. It's not enough. He pulled out maybe $1,200, I guess. I don't know. But I thought, oh, that's just enough for him to give each one of his children $20. And he says he doesn't pull out. And I thought about how careless that is. Don't accessorize your children to feed your bullshit ego, to feed your agenda, to say, look at me, I'm this person, and you want to use your children against you. You want to use your children to promote that. So hopefully whoever hears this, wherever you hear this, if you're not taking care of the kids, you don't have to sound a trumpet. You don't have to have a banner. You don't have to make an irrelevant ass post on social media talking about how you weren't the best and that now you're going to step up. You don't even have to send your co-parent a long letter or a text message. Just simply start doing. If indeed our children are the future, how are we investing in them with what we think currently, what we say currently, and what we are doing currently? So take care of your kids. That is your See.Plan.Do moment of the week. All right. Moving on. Let's get to our Greenlight Entertainment song of the week, guys. You know the vibes. If you've been watching the show, listening to the show, we have a song right after the intro. We have a song right after our brief commercial announcements. If you're watching this from YouTube, guess what, guys? You could check it out. You can hear it. You can look at the bottom. Please, if you have not already, smash it. That subscribe button so that way you can be locked in on all these episodes. But you can see that there's a little playlist entitled Song of the Week and Intros. So you can follow along also. All right. So right after this brief commercial announcement, we will get right to it.
Having a wedding, birthday party, or other social or corporate event? Contact Greenlight Entertainment today. With our experienced DJs, quality sound, and professional service, we look to make your event the event. Check us out on the web at www.greenlightentertain.com. With Greenlight Entertainment, you have the green light.
With Greenlight Entertainment, you definitely have the green light. So let's get to our appetizer of the week. And our appetizer, Yum Yum Yum, is sponsored by Rising Star Occasions and Designs. Guys, with all these different events that are happening, weddings, parties, social events, corporate events, all these cookouts, all right, different events, you're going to need someone that fits the vibe of what's going on. You want someone that comes in and they're able to assist you in mapping out visually your goal. All right. I've seen beautiful prom setups, beautiful events. And guess what? Let Rising Star Occasions and Designs take care of that for you. All right. They come in, they decorate, and they fit your vibe. So if you are looking for an amazing decorator, dynamic decorator to assist you in your party, your event, your wedding, any type of event, please call 410-529-2426. That number again is 410-529-2426. Their information is below in the details section, as well as you can check them out on Instagram and Facebook. Rising Star Occasions and Designs, 410-529-2426. All right, tell them Big G sent you. All right, moving on. Let's get to our appetizer. So our appetizer, guys, initially, I was going to talk about the season finale of We Own the City. But guess what? You know what I thought about? Y'all haven't even seen it yet. So I saw people say, oh, we haven't seen it. So I said, okay, I'm going to give y'all 1 week to watch it. I've been watching it every Monday, 1 week, y'all, and then we're going to talk about it right now. Of course, this is We Own the City takes events of what happened here in Baltimore with the gun task force. But yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea. So if you have not watched that already, please check that out. I think it's on HBO Max. Not I think. I know it's on HBO Max. So please check that out so we can have a discussion about it. Yeah. All right. But in lieu of that, because I care for you, I could have just went ahead and just talked to you about it. But I'm going to wait. In lieu of that, guys, let's talk about the NBA Finals. So if you're watching this at this point, now we are aware that Golden State will be playing Boston in the NBA Finals. I actually thought that Miami was going to pull it out. But if you saw the game Sunday, see, hero ball, if you don't know what hero ball is, where people just start trying to take big shots, right? As opposed to maybe a smaller play or a better play. They're trying to put everything on their back, trying to be their hero. Hero ball and poor shooting at the end killed the Miami Heat. And I really wanted the Miami Heat to advance. I really like Jimmy Butler. They didn't do it. Didn't get it done. So now the Boston Celtics will be playing Golden State in a championship, the finals. All right. So here's my prediction that you can take to the bank. That you can, if you are in a space where you can sport bet, guess what, guys? Got you. All right. Here's my prediction. I think that it's actually going to be a good series, but I just feel as though Golden State will win yet another championship. I really do I like Boston. I think that they played amazing. They beat a lot of teams that I was like, oh, they might not get past them, but they got here, right? But Golden State, post Kevin Durant, has been playing absolutely amazing. It seems like they're just clicking. They're clicking, Steven. They're just clicking. And I just don't believe that I just don't believe that Boston will be able to handle the firepower, which is Golden State. the Splash Brothers. You got, I mean, you got them, you got Steph, you got pretty much the whole team. You got Clay. I mean, they're putting up numbers. I mean, it could be anybody. So I just don't think that Boston will have enough to be able to sustain if they start going on if Golden State start going on a shooting barrage. That's a wrap. So here is my prediction right now. Take this to the bank. I'm going to go with Golden State wins the championship 6 games. So they win 4-2. Steph Curry gets his finals MVP. He has not got one yet, I believe. So I believe that this is his first time that he gets his finals MVP. And that's it. 4-2. You can quote me on it. You can clip this and save it. But I believe that it's going to be 4-2. And let me see when they play. They're playing this week. So by the time you heard this, the schedule should be out. And so they play Thursday. So Thursday, 9 p.m. Thursday, June 2nd, 9 p.m. All right. They're playing at Golden State. Guess what? I got Golden State winning that first game. So you can even cash that. That's a bonus. You can cash the first game going to Golden State. I feel like they're refreshed. They're fresh after beating the brakes off of West Coast. And I just feel like, 4-2, guys. Golden State over Celtics in the finals. Stamp it. Lock it in. Done. All right. So that is your appetizer of the week. All right. Sponsored again by Rising Star Occasions and Designs. 410-529-2426. Okay. All right. So let's get to our entree. I don't even know what made me start saying appetizer and entree, but guess what? It fits. And we're going to keep that. All right. So season 5, episode 17, Paycheck to Paycheck. And so, I think that this is, of course, a lot of topics that I have may be light, but they also may be very serious. And I really believe that this is a very serious topic. And I just thought, when I think about how a show goes, because a lot of times people say, well, how do you come up with the idea for the show? I think about things that I might be going through, or things that other people might be going through, or stuff that I see online, or topics that I think is very important. And so this is one of them. All right. So living paycheck to paycheck, season 5, episode 17. And we're going to be talking about, hey, if that is you, or you're about to be, or that's about to be you, how we can deal with that. Okay. And so I pull all my information from different sources. And so I love David Ramsey. And Ramsey is, to me, a financial guru. And so in addition to all of my information, you can check out different sources, different places where you can check out the information on, hey, how to be financially free, how to, get where you need to go. Right. And so, I wanted to be able to pull that up. Yeah. So paycheck to paycheck. When I think about, finances, I talked about it the other day, right? I talked about it the other day, the other last episode, in which we're talking about, hey, how in the appetizer. So when we're talking about like, hey, how can I be financially free? The first thing I talked about was, hey, making sure you know where the bleeding came from, right? Where is the bleeding coming from? So here's how a couple of steps on how you can avoid living paycheck to paycheck. All right. So before even number 1, I'm going to say you need to identify. Go back when I talked about it in the appetizer. The first thing I'm going to say is identify your money. Where is it coming in? Where is it going out? Okay. So that's not even number 1. That's a number 1. That's like, beforehand. So number 1 is going to be get on a budget. Listen, you may not think that really matters, but you need to get on the budget. Okay. Getting on the budget, because again, you may not know where your money goes. And then once you identify it, you need to put a cap. When I look at my budget, when I look at my money, You know what I spend my money on? Kids and bills. Right? My kids and my bills and groceries. So I need to put a damn cap. I need to budget. So start budgeting now. There are plenty of different budgeting apps, budgeting pages, budgeting printouts that you can use to help you with that. Okay. So start budgeting. Instead of your money telling you where it goes, you tell your money where to go. So start budgeting now. Put a budget. All right. Number 2, I really like this one. All right. It's called the 4 walls. So when you're setting up your budget, what I want you to do is create a box, and we're going to talk about this. This is the 4 walls. These are your top priority bills, your top priority essentials. So what does that look like, Gary? Food. What's your budget for food? Because you got to eat, right? Utilities. We can't have things getting cut off, or we can't have things being so, you're not paying a month, 2 months, and now instead of maybe a $200 bill, now it's like $600, and that's a lot if you don't make a lot of money, right? And when and this is something that affects almost 80% of people. That when I was doing the research that almost 80% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, we have to do something. We can easily say, well, we need to get paid more in certain areas. I agree with you. But ultimately, we got to do something right now. Okay. So take care of those 4 walls: food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. So those are your top priorities, and damn everything else. Damn the going out and hanging out with your friends. Damn the little things that you might do for fun. Like, these 4 walls need to be taken care of. All right. Pay them before you pay anything else. Okay. Then after you take care of them, then you can start tackling all the other things in order of importance. When you run out of money, that's it. Okay. So list those 4 walls, then go down and then pay. And when it runs out, it runs out. Okay. Because no matter what, your family is fed, that the lights are on, that you have a transportation going back and forth, you have gas in the car, okay? And you have a place to lay your head. All right. So take care of those 4 walls and start budgeting by level of importance. The next thing is going to be start an emergency fund. Now, this might be something that, I know for me, God, I wish I would have went over this earlier. That I wish I would have learned this earlier. So to my young people who are maybe living at home with your parents, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Stack up your money. But for anybody listening right now, first thing you should do is start an emergency fund. No matter what guru you listen to, like I said, I like Dave Ramsey. No matter who you're listening to, they're going to talk about starting an emergency fund. So right now, what I want you to do is on a piece of paper, write $1,000. All right. Things could happen. Dental, medical bills could happen. The car breaks down. A leak happens. Listen, man, I had a situation in my home where the dishwasher pipe, the dishwasher hose burst, and unbeknownst to me, water was leaking out. Messed up the entire kitchen floor. And I'm like, all right, well, I got insurance. And they're like, oh, well, hey, we don't really deal with that. The hell you mean you don't deal with that? Oh, well, it was more wear and tear, not an accident. I'm like, clearly it was an accident. So they didn't pay for it. So I had to pay $800 of my own money to take care of that. That's $800. And let's say we're living paycheck to paycheck. $800? But if I'd had that $1,000 of savings, that emergency fund, probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Maybe upset, but you got to think $800 or whatever expenses might pop up. You want to make sure that you have money for that life happens moments. Okay? Because you know what happens if you don't have the $800? Has to come from somewhere, right? And you know where it comes from? It attacks those 4 walls. And when it attacks those 4 walls, now you got to double up in payments. And when you double up, it has to take some to go somewhere else. It has to come from somewhere else. And it's stressful, guys. And if you are dealing with this right now, I am here to support you. We're all in this together. It is hard at times to be positive when your account's in a negative. So I want you to take a breath. If you're listening to this, if this episode was for you, because you like, hey, you may not have listened to other episodes, but this episode affects you, I want you to take a breath and I want you to start working out the plan. Okay. All right. The next thing is going to be stop living in debt. All right. So debt holds you back. So paying off things from last Christmas or paying off things from that vacation you took. All right. You can't get ahead in life like that. You can't. So what you want to do is how can we get out? All right. Stop at this moment. Stop taking on new debt. There's a reason why all these pay later or pay in installments. Don't do it. Don't. All right. Oh, save 10% by opening up a store credit card. Don't do it, guys. All right. And if you have debt, my favorite thing I always talk to about my clients, debt snowball. List all of your debt that you have from either largest to smallest or smallest to largest, and then systematically start tacking those one by one. So let's say that right now you have the smallest bill you have is $100 and the largest bill you have is $10,000. Handle the $100 within 2 weeks. Just pay it off. All right? Because for the most part, a lot of times when we budget right, we have the money. We just got to budget. Even for me, even for your favorite life coach. You know what? I don't think about budgeting when it comes to the kids, and I have to. See, I'd be like, oh yeah, whatever you want. My son wants Jordans. Oh, sure. They want to do this. They want to do that. Right? But I have to still make a budget and also pay up front and maybe also creating a fund for that. Right? When you make your budget, right? How much of your money goes to your debt payments each month? All right. When you think about that, when you make your budget and how much of your money goes to your debt payments each month, that's how much extra you'll take back when the debt is gone. So if you're paying, let's say you have credit card bills that are $1,500 and you owe that, right? But guess what? You get $1,500 back when it's gone. All right. So progress. If you need to, sell some stuff. Now, we live in such an amazing time where you can get on social media pages, you can open up an account, all these different clothes that maybe your kids have outgrown that are worn, those clothes you have that you're not wearing again. Hey, start an online store. You don't even have to start an online store. All right. Start selling it. Jewelry, baby stuff that that car that you have that you just been chilling, sitting on, go sell it. All right. If you can part with it and get some money, go ahead and do it. I'll tell you right offhand, I put speakers on Facebook Marketplace. I put that on there. I was like, oh, nobody's gonna buy. I was like, I'm gonna just do it. And somebody straight came by and got it. I put my kids, man, it seemed like I bought them shoes today. Tomorrow they already like, oh, it's not fitting, right? Now, of course, I know if it's fitting or not. But shoes that you might have worn and a season passed and you can't wear them anymore, sell them. People want those. All right. And put that straight into an account. All right. And it'll give you some extra padding. Okay. If you need to, again, season 5, episode 17, Paycheck to Paycheck, where we're talking about how we can get out of or even manage dealing with paycheck to paycheck. The goal is to not live paycheck to paycheck. But the reality is, for almost 80% of people, we are living paycheck to paycheck. So we got to be able to handle that. All right. Get a temporary job or start a side business. I talked about that in the previous episode. I'm going to put it up here. Right. You'll see it up here where I listed a bunch of different jobs that you can get. All right. Get a side job. Start a side business. If you're good at something, let's say you're good at cooking, or you're great at lawn care, or you can start a car wash or whatever, start something or get a temporary job to be able to deal with that. Okay. All right. Do Uber, do Lyft, do Grubhub, do DoorDash. And this is not a commercial for them. unless they want to pay me. Then I'll tell you first to do that. There are plenty of work from home jobs. Google them. All right. And just realize that this is just for a season. So don't take that money and then, which brings me to my next one. So take that money and start attacking your debt. Don't just say, oh, I got extra money and now it's just burning a hole in my pocket. No, it's not. No, it's not. Your mentality about money is burning a hole in your pocket. Okay. Excuse me. Hey, start living below your means. All right. Making more money won't mean anything if you are increasing your debt. All right. So I want you to look at it like, hey, focus openly about affording the things you can afford. All right. So we may get more money and then now, we got more money. Now I want to start buying more things. No. Okay. So a bump in pay, right? You might get a raise, but if you start adding on an extra expense, now we're right back to square one. Okay. So start living below your means, right? Look at your budget. Look what you can afford. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Forget the Joneses. People be trying to stunt or try to live above their means. And guess what? You can try to live above your means, but you got to go home. Maybe. And if you don't pay your bills, you won't be going home. Live within your means. Okay. If you can't afford that bag or that experience or whatever it is, don't do it. All right. Save up the money. Okay. Just because somebody has it and you like, oh, I want that. And then you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this credit card and I'm gonna pay it. You're gonna max out credit cards and stuff like that. That's gonna damage you. And you're gonna feel way worse about the item eventually than you felt when you first bought it. Because you bought it and then you're gonna show people, oh, I got it. For what, man? Forget them. All right. Look for things to cut. I always talk about trimming the fat, right? Look at some of those bills. Look at some of those expenses. Look at some of those things that you do and say, you know what? Hey, can I cut the fat? Maybe instead of buying cigars like that, I guess I'm talking to me, and going to a cigar lounge all the time. I guess I'm talking to me. I got plenty of cigars in the house. I can just sit in the house and just enjoy it. Because when I go, I'm going to have to buy a bottle of something, a nice bourbon, a nice whiskey, a nice bottle of wine, maybe buy more than one. 2, if somebody's birthday, you got to buy one for somebody. And it's not just that. Just cut, some of those things you can trim down. All right. Especially nowadays, you don't need 150 channels of cable. All I got in this house is Wi-Fi and some select channels that when that show was over, I'll just cut it off. All right. You don't have to always go out. Now, of course, you want to live. And that's what something makes me, oh, I want to live. I don't want to just pay bills. I'm not saying that. But right now, if you're living above your means, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, then you're always robbing Peter to pay Paul. All right. You don't have to always eat out. Ooh, I can feel you guys giving me the death stare right now. You don't always have to eat out. But you know what you can do? What do you like at your favorite restaurant? What you like? T-bone steak? You like a steak? Go buy from the store. I promise you, if you go buy from the store, right? I eat steaks all the time. A pack of steaks, T-bone, that is $20, right? That's it. I put them on my grill and I eat, and I add the seasonings that I like. And I add the stuff, the food, the size that I like. It's not going to be as much as opposed if you a $20 steak you bought is going to wind up being $60 to $70 to almost $100. Do it yourself. Now, guess what? Making sacrifices like this, ultimately, we don't feel good about them, right? But this is not This is not forever. This is just temporary to get you back on track, to get you ahead of paying paycheck to paycheck. Okay. So go hanging out with your friends every week. Put off the happy hour a couple of times. I had a person that said she likes to go to the casino. She's struggling behind her bills. She was crying to me. And she said that she goes to the casino. And I said, okay, well, how much do you spend at the casino? She said, well, when I go, It's like $700-800. $700-800. And I told her to list out your bills. And if she would have just not won one time, one of those credit cards would completely been obliterated. Where is your money going? And at times we fall into what makes us feel good, right? Now, if you say, I actually don't really buy a lot of clothes for myself, but the kids all the time. Just recently, the kids at school, they were having Jersey Day, and the kids didn't even really make a big deal about it, right? But when they saw other kids with it, they're like, oh, can you bring us up a jersey? And here go me, being dad of the year, right? Because I can admit that I got to pay attention to that. I go straight and go get them jerseys. That was $60 right then and there. Easy, right? So budget, make those temporary sacrifices. All right. Keep reminding yourself, this is not forever. This is not forever. You get that $1,000 in your emergency account. You got some money in your savings account. Yeah. Then treat yourself, right? This is not forever. All right. Just focus on it. Next thing is save up for big purchases. All right. Give yourself a couple of months to buy it, right? Because you know what happens? If you don't save up, you're going to use last minute money to pay for it. All right. Vacation. Shout out to our elders. Because remember how we would look at them and they're starting to pay for Christmas stuff in June, in July? That's me right now, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Ha ha. What? Because you know what I would do? Wait till December. And that December check goes to the Christmas stuff. No, yo. Stop. Start now. Some of those things you know you're going to get, you can start putting away money or buying stuff right now for that. Vacations. When you the first of the year, just think about where do I want to go and start systematically paying for it. Start saving up, right? A $1,500 vacation is going to be damaging to you if you only make $1,300 and you pay all that money. And then now you got to borrow from somewhere else. And now you pay for a $1,500 vacation when you could have been saving for 10 months, $150 a month. Okay. All right. I'm not saying that we can't live the life that we want, but if right now we're part of the 80%, you know something's got to happen. And it's not going to make you feel good. And I'm pretty sure that if you are experiencing that, it doesn't make you feel good. All right. 2 more things. Season 5, episode 17, Paycheck to Paycheck. Hey, meal prep. Oh, boy. I'll be talking to me sometimes. It is so easy that if you have not meal prepped, and you guys know what to do, I probably should just put this on mute and let you tell it, right? It is so easy that if you woke up, you haven't made any meal, you haven't meal prepped, the kids are hungry. You know what? It's easy to just say, come on, guys, let's go get some dinner. Come on, guys, let's go to this restaurant. It is so easy that if you're at work and you didn't bring food, this is 90% happened to me. If I didn't bring food from home, I'm eating out. And I live 6-7 minutes away from work. I could have drove home on my lunch break. No. I'm going across the street, getting a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I'm getting this. I'm getting a sub, or I'm going out to eat with my coworkers. No. Go ahead and meal prep. All right. You spend less on groceries especially when you know what you need to do for the week. So meal prep, know what you're going to eat day to day, week to week. Don't just say, I don't know. You know what happens? Your restaurant will know because you'll leave. You go and go get it. It's easier. Prep. Get those meal prep containers from like the store. Walmart sells them for like $12. You can meal prep. You can cook on Sundays, cook big meals. And there we go. Or maybe cook from Sunday to Tuesday. Then from Tuesday to Thursday. Then maybe Friday maybe you could order out if that works within your budget. Right? But meal prep, guys, everybody I know that doesn't meal prep eats out a lot. You waste less, you spend less, which frees up spaces in your budget. Go bulk, go to Costco's or Sam's or BJ's or one of those places. All right, buying stuff in bulk, then you have it readily available, makes it easier for you. And the last thing, remember your why. Living paycheck to paycheck is draining. It's exhausting, right? It can be frustrating, and you might take this out on people because you're not making the money that you want to make. You get upset, right? And you feel like you're going in circles, going around. Here we go. Living paycheck to paycheck is exhausting and draining and frustrating. You're going around and around and never getting anywhere. All right. So here's what I want you to do. Don't give up. Go through the things that we talked about, right? And when it gets harder, when you see that, hey, you know what? You better say, man, screw it. I'm about to do what I want to do. Remember your why. All right. Think about those goals. Think about how you'll feel when you have money in your account. Something happens. You need to buy a new stove. You need to buy a new dishwasher. You need to buy a new washing machine. The car breaks down. The kids, something happened with the kids. The kids need new clothes, right? It's an opportunity, hey, something happened with your bills or something unexpected expense happens. But going back and being disciplined with your budget, all right, thinking about your goals, just remember, hey, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I live paycheck to paycheck currently, and I don't. All right. Making a huge change in your life is tough. As your coach, I tell you that all the time. That making that change is tough. Stopping something is tough, guys. But you know what? You're tougher. All right, guys, that is the end of the episode. Please, please, please share this one with as many people as you can, because 80%, so that means out of 10 friends 8 people are suffering from this. 8 people are experiencing this. And let's all work collectively together to get out of it. Okay? You can catch each and every episode hot, fresh, and ready weekly. All you got to do is go to the website. All right. I have it all linked out. You can go to YouTube. You can listen to it you can listen to the podcast. If you want that audio art, you can listen to that. If you want that visual vibes, you can check that out. Okay. Check me out in 1080p. You see my hair growing. My day one A1s. You see my hair growing. All right. I ain't even gonna take my mic. I ain't even gonna take my headphones off to shake my head back and forth. I ain't even gonna do that. Not this episode. If you're looking to be a sponsor on this show, you see we have Rising Star. You see we have Greenlight Entertainment. We have Heart Savers Maryland. All right. We have plenty of other different ones. If you want to be a sponsor on this show because you want to get your advertisement out to a diverse population of people that are ready to support, please let me know. If you want to be a guest on the show, right? I don't have a problem with people getting a guest on the show. I love guests on the show. Hit me up. Let me know what we're talking about, what goods, what services, what opportunities, what's happening with you, what's going on, what do you want to put out there? And if it works with the show, you're going to be on the show. Okay. All right. Just hit me up, shoot me a DM, email me, whatever. And as always, thank you, the watcher or listener, for being a part of the show. You are the best part of the show. So until we see each other again, because we'll see each other again, right? We'll see each other again until we talk again. Because we're going to talk. We're going to talk about that budget. You're going to show me that stack that you made, that you saved, right? Matter of fact, right now, here's a challenge for you. If you're listening to the end of this, I need you to save $10 today. You're watching this, you're listening to this, whenever you listen to it, watch. I need you to budget. I need you to take $10 and start your emergency fund with that $10. $10. Take it and put it somewhere, because you know what that $10 will go to. All right. So until we talk about that, because we'll talk about it. And until, guys, we share those special moments again. Guys, always remember, see what you want to do. Really close your eyes and see it. Envision it. When you wake up, do you see it? Do you see it? See what you want to do. Plan it out. All right? Failing to plan is planning to fail. All right? And poor preparation provides poor performance. That's real. So I want you to plan it out. And once you've planned it out, you already know what to do. You don't need me to tell you. You don't need a Nike company to tell you. You know it. It's in you. Once you saw what you wanted to do, hey, I see it. Once you planned it out, you put all the preparation together. Now you're at the edge of that cliff. You're at the end, the edge. Guys, just do it. All right, guys. Save $10 more. Now you save 10. Save $10 more by the end of the day. By the end of the day, whenever you're listening to this. As always, guys, thank you so much. This really means a lot. So thank you, guys. And hey, you're welcome. See ya.